Entonces, ellos decían algo sobre como un postnuptial agreement. And um, es como
¿Renunciar?
más o menos, ya. Yo,
¿Tú acaso desconfías de mí?
yo necesito sentir como tengo confianza por 100.
¿Qué estás queriendo cuidarte de mí o qué?
Ujú.
Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to talk about 90 Day Happily Ever After. So let's get into it. So Ashley is meeting up with her cousin so she can have an IV drip placed in, and she kind of discusses a little bit about what's been going on between her and Manuel. And one of the few things that I've noticed this season, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but her mom and her sister have not appeared on 90 Day Happily Ever After at all. And I remember on the tell all, they were very disappointed with how everything was going because it came to the point where Ashley had to ask for her mom for money. So it's just interesting. I wonder if they've cut communication or if they just do not want to be on the show.
Let's just like cut to the chase. The other day, he did like kind of come into the room a little forcefully talking about, I need money to send to my family. Thank yous.
Her cousin starts to say that's odd. And then Ashley goes into it a little bit more and she was like, well, I gave Manuel $1,000 for him and his family. And I just think that's such a big mistake. I think he may have like bothered her so much and like pushed it so hard that she's like, fine, just take it. Take the money.
I did put $1,000 in his banking account for him and honestly for the family.
How much money have you sent back?
I mean, since he's been here,
Yeah.
thousands.
What?
So not only has she already given him $1,000 and placed it in his bank account, she has previously given thousands to him and this family. At this point, they're accustomed to having that monthly income from her. She goes on a little bit more about how Manuel really triggers her in a lot of ways, and it makes her reflect about her relationship with her dad and how he was in and out of her life.
What made me feel abandoned was I've never had a chance to cultivate a relationship with him. And so when Manuel comes in here triggering both of those wounds, it doesn't make me feel safe with him.
Her cousin starts to say, based on everything that you've told me so far, I think a postnup would be the best thing for you. And I agree with her. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't have a prenup to begin with. So I really like the advice that her cousin is giving her because this would give her protection against Manuel.
Based on everything you just told me, you probably should look into a postnup.
I also like don't want him to get even more distant because of it.
Well, that would be telling it itself, right?
Later that same evening.
So Ashley and Manuel end up having lunch together and they catch up a little bit about Ashley's visit with her cousin. And Manuel immediately was like, so what did you guys talk about with your cousin?
¿No fuiste exagerada? Decir, ah, no importa eso más.
Yo decir la verdad.
And we get to see how Manuel is kind of asking her, so what did you tell her? You know, like, are you telling her that I'm misbehaving? Like, he's the type of guy that doesn't want the bad press to come out about him, even though he totally doesn't treat Ashley good at all.
Entonces, ellos decían algo sobre como un postnuptial agreement. And
¿Renunciar?
más o menos, yeah.
I love how at this moment he knew exactly what she was saying because she said post nup and he was like, oh, prenuptial agreement?
contrato de postnupcial. Quiere decir que es mío, es tuyo, que es nosotros. Para proteger los dos, no solamente yo.
He looks like he doesn't want to hear a thing she has to say. And he has this whole thing, well, you just don't trust me. You don't trust me. And honestly, I think a prenup has nothing to do with trust. It is about preserving what you've built throughout your life and maintaining that. And that's exactly what Ashley is doing. She doesn't want to become vulnerable to the circumstances of her marriage with Manuel.
¿Qué estás queriendo cuidarte de mí o qué?
Eso es una cosa que necesitamos de acuerdo. ¿Quieres ir conmigo a un abogado? ¿Sí o no?
Un momento. Bien sabroso. Si quieres hacerlo. Ok.
I have to give it to Ashley because she is really patient with Manuel. I would have been so pissed off seeing that man eat that chicken, knowing darn well I asked him a question and he's just eating it up, pretending like he didn't hear what the heck I just said. Moving on, so in the next episode, we see Ashley and Manuel meeting up with the lawyer to kind of discuss what a pre or post-nup agreement would look like between the two. And we find out some interesting things.
Property. How much student loan debt do you have?
About 100K.
Yeah.
100,000 en deuda tienes. ¿Es loca tú? No. ¿Está traduciendo correcto lo que están hablando ellos?
So we end up finding out that she has $100,000 in student loan debt. And she has that because she has about 3 different degrees. And Manuel is like, well, how are you using those 3 degrees in what you're doing now? Because you're an entrepreneur. And she's like, well, I'm using them because I have a business. And I don't know anything about student loans because I've never had to apply for them. However, I think Manuel is kind of right because you don't need 3 degrees in order to be an entrepreneur and to read tarot cards.
Manuel, you'll conseguir tres. I got 3 different degrees.
What?
Tiene 3 títulos distintos. ¿Y en cuál trabaja esos 3 títulos? Pregunten.
All of them. Because I work for myself.
After all of the information that Manuel has found out, he is more than willing, I think, now to go ahead with a postnup because he thinks that he would be responsible for her student loan debt. But it's just interesting to see how things kind of flipped once he found out the amount of debt that she was in.
Hagamos la cuerda ahora mismo.
If you want to actually draft an agreement, I'd be happy to have you come back and we can put the terms down and understand what it is that you guys want me to do.
Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end, and please consider liking the video if you did. Have a great day. Bye.